Welcome back to my channel. Today is July 15th. Today is July 15th, and Chiron is going retrograde today. So as you guys know, retrograde, it doesn't actually move backwards in the sky, but from our perspective on Earth, it looks like it's moving backwards. And the effect of that is that it calls for reflection, for looking into what planet is going retrograde, looking into those themes, internal facing. Retrograde is moving backwards, and it reminds us to reflect, return to itself, internal facing. All right, so that's retrograde. And in Chiron is an asteroid. It's not actually a planet. And it represents the wounded healer. It's the wounds that we hold. You can look in your chart to see what sign and what house it's in, to see what areas you need healing. Also, if there's any strong aspects with other planets, you can see where that healing energy comes into play. The thing with Chiron is that Chiron was the son of Saturn and Philyra. I don't know how to pronounce that. So Chiron was half god, half horse. So in Chiron, within itself, it's an animalistic desire and it's a godly desire. So the animalistic desire is suppression, moving forward with the life, not wanting to deal with the emotional side. But the God side, the human side, reminds us of the compassion, of needing to look at our shadow side, of needing to address our wounds, of being able to heal so that then we can help others heal. The important part is that we first need to heal ourselves, first need to look at our wounds, first need to look directly in the face of our problems. And in that way, we can become a wounded healer and heal others and help them through similar issues that we might have gone through. So, Chiron can point to unresolved trauma. It points to shadow work. So during this retrograde period that lasts from July 15th to December 19th, it will be retrograde in the sign of Aries. So Chiron has a little bit of a, inconsistent cycle. So it can spend from 1 to 9 years in each sign. So in Aries and Pisces, it tends to spend 8 to 9 years in these signs. So that's the end of the zodiac and the beginning of the zodiac. And this points to the fact that we have a lot to learn in these areas. It's the area Pisces connects us with spirit, and Aries connects us with ourself, our truest embodiment of self. So when this retrograde is happening in Aries, it's going to be retrograding from the 12th degree to the 8th degree, and then it'll go back direct. In Aries, the focus of our healing is on ourself. It's on our identity. It's on our impulses, on our passions. So we have to face the wounds that are holding us back from those aspects. Aries is the basis. Everything is built off of the basis of Aries, of the self, of the body, of the physical body, of our passions, it's related to the root chakra. It's I am here. That's what the Aries energy is. So during this time, the reflection is about how do we wound what is holding ourselves back from our truest self-expressions, from our truest impulses, from the passions that we already feel, from our identity. So these are the themes that will be coming up. And Chiron in many different signs point to different areas, but in Aries in particular, it's extremely self-focused. It wants us to really take a hard look at ourselves, to look at what we've been burying down. It's about mending broken things. It's about mending our relationship with ourselves. Above all, mending ourselves so then we can participate better in collaborations, working with other people. So it's really about the acceptance of wounds. And in Aries, this can be about inadequacy. It can be a disconnect from the body and health. It can be not feeling like our voices are being heard or our impulses are right. And it's all about just facing our identity, facing what makes us up, facing the wounds that are holding us back from that higher expression of self. So, with all of that being said, look to the 8th and look at the 8th and 12th degrees between the 8th and 12th degrees of Aries in your chart to see what house it's in, what this might be manifesting in. Cardinal signs, that's Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, will probably feel this the most because it's making squares to their signs and oppositions. So if you have these, so just being aware of the kind of wounds that are wanting to come up right now, not like letting yourself feel into what wants to be seen right now, what wants to be uncovered, what wants to be viewed, what wants to be healed. All right, now, so that's kind of the astrology behind it. And I just want to pull some cards of like how we can all collectively deal with this energy. The thing with outer planets and outer asteroids like Chiron is retrogrades aren't a huge deal. They happen often. So it's not something that we're necessarily going to feel every single day, but rather it's through this period until December 19th. It's going to be more of a general thing in the back of our minds, a general thing of seeing if we are reaching our truths, if we are identifying with the identity that we wish to pursue, that we wish to present to the world, that is our truest self, and getting rid of, not getting rid of, but addressing the wounds that are holding us back. So, okay, I'm tapping into some messages from the collective. How can we best mediate with these Chiron energies? How can we best work through our shadows? What do we need to do in order to focus on healing ourselves and reflecting on our true identities? All right. Okay. Yeah, so this is not surprising to me. So we have the Hermit here. So one of the things that is specific to Chiron is that we each have such unique wounds. And yes, you can get help from other people, and yes, you can get input and doing therapy and doing all of these other healing techniques are obviously helpful. But the Hermit reminds us that like we are the ones who knows what we're hiding. We are the ones who know our potential, and we know what wounds are holding us back, whether we choose to express them to those around us or not. So this is a time where really you need to spend some time alone. It's obviously a long transit, so over the next 6 months or so, but spending time alone is where you're going to see what your wounds are. When you are influenced by a lot of other people, I'm getting this 8 of Wands energy, you can be very, very other focused, and there can be so much going on that it's like you're distracted, and it's a good thing because yes, there's so many opportunities coming and there's creativity and everything, but this reminder is that like reconnecting with the self is what will remind you what your wounds are. Reconnecting with the self will remind you where you need to heal. I mean, and then also with this Wands energy, yes, creativity can be distractions, but used in the best way, it can be a way to get through our wounds, get through our healing. Like this 8 of Wands can be distraction in looking to too many different things at once and not focusing on the truest expression of our truth. And this Son of Wands also can have a little bit of that distracted energy. But at the same time, these are fiery cards. Wands are fire, and it's Aries. And it is through creativity, through transmuting these wounds, these healing things that we are going through, that we can actually move on from them. Processing often requires an aspect of like expression. You need to process what's going on, and then you need to let it out in whatever way you can. So that can be writing, creativity, like art, any kind of other projects. With this strong energy, there is that indication that like creative expression can be the most healing thing for you right now. But I guess with the Hermit card, this can also lead to distractions. So it's make sure, be always constantly checking that your creativity, that your self-expression isn't being completely influenced by other people. That's what this Herman is reminding us. We can get inspiration from other people, but always bring it in and process that within your own truth. Let yourself creatively express without needing any kind of response from other people, because you are the only one who knows how to transmute your wounds, what wounds you need to work on. So being too surrounded by people can distract you from that. Also, you can take on other people's wounds, and it can muddle the waters there. We also have the star. So a big theme here is with this creativity. It is with this like a sparky, passionate power. And maybe this is saying that one of the ways that we can heal this during this Chiron Aries retrograde is that we need to really tap into that creativity. What is our North Star? What is our identity? That is what Aries is all about, is trying to find what is myself. So you need to be alone to figure out actually exactly what is yourself. But then look for the hope, look for the star, look for what you have always wanted. Rather than your identity as where you are right now, look for the kind of person you want to be. I just saw 11:11 on the clock. And it's like North Node, I'm getting as an indicator too. Like, look to where your purpose naturally wants to go. Your identity right now might not be where you want it, and identities can be very constricting. And I'm also getting the identities with this is sometimes you can compare yourself to others so much, or be getting so much outside input that your identity gets lost. So it's like, you see there's all of these like lightning rods, like all these other people's opinions, but really it's just this one light, this one North Star that is going to guide you, that is going to help you heal. But at the same time, like, it's a balance. These cards are telling me, don't take on too much of other people's stuff. Definitely spend the time alone to figure out what your truth is, not other people's. But at the same time, with creative passions, let stuff flow, let stuff come out of you. This Son of Wands, which in other decks is a Knight of Wands, is kind of a reckless behavior, like letting especially your passions and impulses come out of you without thinking too much about your reactions, without thinking too much about if it's going to be successful or if other people are going to appreciate it. Let creativity come from the fact that you know that is healing a part of you that needs to be healed. Just the release of it, just the letting go of it. It can be through writing. I already named all of those before, but it can be through all of the different modes that you want. But it's like a full like unadulterated expression is such an Aries Chiron retrograde healing thing, because if we are being constantly feeling like we're being censored and can't be ourselves and can't fully self-express, then we're not getting ever to our truth, because the impulses are our truth. The impulses are what our natural state wants to do. So let yourself explode. Let yourself explode like creatively get your truth out there. This is a great read. Oh, this card just fell out also, which is even more fire energy, more wands. And I just really think that it's such a good reminder that Aries is the self. Aries is identity. We can make it whatever we want to make it, but we also can be very, very influenced by other people. And Aries does kind of need that kind of reactions from people. So the key here is learning to find peace within yourself, find truth within yourself, find purpose within yourself, not caring about any other people's perceptions, caring about what you see in your mind's eye, what you see in your head, what you see as the star, as what you want to bring into this world, how you want to contribute, how you want to bring your healing energy of how you healed yourself then to others. And the only way to do that is to be by yourself, is to spend time by yourself, is to, after being with people and getting inspiration and getting ideas, and I'm not saying not to hang out with people, but getting ideas from people and then bringing it back to the self and say, okay, what from that resonated? What from that does contribute to my truth? What from that makes me passionate? What from that can I take and make my own voice? How can I be my most authentic self, which in turn encourages other people to be their most authentic selves? So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this Chiron retrograde reading. Some crystals that can be good for just like remediating this kind of energy. Well, first of all, carnelian is going to be just good for that creativity sparks, letting it out, letting yourself have the free creative expression. And then on the other side, you will be going through healing stuff. What you'll be feeling, the things that have been keeping you back, what have not been allowing you to feel like you can self-express, what has not been allowing you to speak your truth. So garnierite and blue lace agate. I always forget that name, agate. These are just very good calming crystals, grounding crystals for when you are going through hard things of understanding why things in your past, why inner child wounds made you not be able to feel adequate in your identity, feel adequate in who you are. I hope this was helpful to everybody, and I appreciate you so much for listening and watching. And I'll leave you with a few questions to journal on with this Chiron retrograde. So what is holding you back from your right to self? What parts of your identity have been suppressed in the past due to others? And how can you connect with your physical body and let your physical body give you cues for how to move forward and how to reach your North Star? If you find anything good from this video, if you resonate, if you take anything from this in your Chiron retrograde coming up, please let me know. Subscribe, like, comment. I'm still new to this YouTube thing, but I love chatting with you guys, and thank you.